Coming up on Good Morning El Paso, breaking news from our New Mexico mobile newsroom. The man accused of leading police on a high-speed chase across state lines and then stealing a car at gunpoint in El Paso is on the run again after escaping this morning.
More clues into the missing Malaysia flight that disappeared almost 2 years ago. More pieces that could possibly belong to the plane are found.
And he may say he doesn't need them, but Donald Trump is scheduled to meet with GOP leaders anyway later today.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
Rise and shine. A very good morning to you, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Floren. Good morning, everyone. Let's check in with meteorologist Crystal Clyde first thing this morning.
Good morning, Crystal.
Good morning, Hillary and Stephanie. We are looking at a forecast today that's a pretty good one. Slightly lower temperatures than yesterday, but still hot in the afternoon. This morning, your temperatures as you head out the door, work, school, just a few plans. Temperatures mostly in the 60s here. We're at 66 Press Elementary, as well as Valley View Middle School, 65 Montwood High School, and 66 Loma Terrace Elementary. These are just a few of our ABC7 Storm Track WeatherNet sites, but most of them are in agreement that we're in those 60s this morning, and later today we will make it right back to those 80s, upper 80s in fact, meaning another hot day ahead of us. On top of that, take a look and we've got those mostly clear conditions, but some clouds, the higher level clouds building in from the west. That's going to affect us today. We are talking scattered clouds, and as we move forward, the potential for rain. We'll get to that in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Crystal. To breaking news this morning, a search is underway right now after Las Cruces police say the man who led them on a chase over the weekend escaped again. This is 24-year-old Michael Derby. Las Cruces police say they tried to pull him over on Sunday, but he led them on a chase and got away to El Paso. While in El Paso, police say he stole an SUV at gunpoint and then returned to Las Cruces and led police on another chase which ended in a crash. That crash sent Derby to Memorial Medical Center in Las Cruces. Last night, authorities say Derby escaped from the hospital. Now we have Good Morning El Paso's Denise Olivas live at Memorial Medical Center in Las Cruces with the very latest from our New Mexico mobile newsroom. Good morning.
Good morning, Hillary. And at this hour, Michael Derby remains on the run. He was last seen here at Memorial Medical Center when he then escaped. So we just found out just earlier this morning that he ended up at this quick over here, this convenience store on Don Roser and University Avenue. And it had to have been at least maybe a little more than a football field's length that he had if he did go in this direction. The clerks there tell us that he actually ran there, and that's where he stole the truck that was hauling a trailer with horses inside. We've learned also that that truck may have already been recovered in central Las Cruces, and we're told that once he went in there, it appears that the truck again may have been recovered. Again, this comes after he was arrested over the weekend and led police on 2 chases, one to El Paso and one to Las Cruces. At this point, he is still nowhere to be found, but Las Cruces police are asking that if you have any information to call 911. He is described as a 5'11", 181 pounds with a tattoo of his skull on his calf. Again, he has a short hair and a light goatee. So if you have any more information or have any details about his whereabouts, you are asked to call 911. For now, we're live in Las Cruces with our New Mexico mobile newsroom. Denise Olivas, ABC7.
All right, Denise, thank you. And more breaking news overnight. New details on the mystery of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. That's the plane that vanished without a trace more than 2 years ago. Officials are now confirming 2 pieces of debris were found, and they were part of the 777. ABC's Lauren Lister has the details.
These images just released. This partial Rolls-Royce stencil from the covering of an aircraft's engine and this interior panel from the main cabin of a plane, almost certainly coming from Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, according to the Australian government. 2 new clues confirmed in the mysterious disappearance of the aircraft. 2 years after it vanished from the sky on its way from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, taking its 239 people on board down with it. The pieces of debris found here in South Africa and on this island off of Mauritius. In all, this makes 5 pieces of the jet recovered. Just a few months ago,
a piece of metal has been found in the order of about 1 meter long.
An American tourist discovering these parts, also deemed almost certainly from the plane, on a beach in Mozambique. And last year, it was this barnacle-covered wing found on France's remote Reunion Island.
We want closure. We need closure. We seek and we cry for closure.
In the search for clues, grieving families still searching for closure. Lauren Lister, ABC News, New York.
It's your voice, your vote, and happening today, Donald Trump is meeting with primary establishment. He has said that he doesn't need the support of House Speaker Paul Ryan or the other top Republicans who are leery of him. But Trump tells Fox News if they make a deal after this, it will, quote, be great. But the presumptive GOP presidential nominee says if nothing can be worked out, he'll trudge forward. We'll have more about the meeting coming up later today in just a bit on Good Morning El Paso. Oil tycoon T. Boone Pickens is a big fan of Donald Trump's. He even supports Trump's controversial plan to ban Muslims from entering America. Speaking at the Salt Hedge Fund conference in Las Vegas, Pickens told a reporter that he'd cut Muslims off until we can figure out who they are. Pickens says he plans to donate to Trump's campaign too, and no, he is not worried about economic consequences of banning Muslims.
The remains of the Navy SEAL killed in Iraq last week have returned to California's naval base. Petty Officer First Class Charles H. Keating IV was killed battling ISIS forces. Private memorial services for Keating are set for tomorrow. The Navy's asking the public to line the procession route, and his remains are being driven to the National Cemetery. The Navy says Keating will be posthumously promoted to Chief Petty Officer.
U.S. Marshal Robert Almonte has been placed on administrative leave. That's according to media outlets in San Antonio. Last year, we reported he was under investigation by the Department of Justice. He allegedly paid for unauthorized training presentations and failed to report the income or reimbursement. He's also accused of using subordinates for non-government related business. We reached out to Almonte for a comment but have yet to hear back.
We are coming up on 6:07, time for weather and traffic on the 7s.
So far, so good out there this morning, Crystal. It's a nice start.
Absolutely, it is a really nice start out there. And on your day planner, it's a pretty good day ahead for us. We're at 65, 8 a.m. by noon, 78 degrees, and your forecast high temperature is 87 degrees. Some breeziness, though, as we move through your afternoon. Gusts around 25 to even low-end windy gusts of 30 miles per hour. Mostly clear conditions out there, so we are looking at a mix of clouds and sun. And then on top of that, as we mentioned today, wind's not going to be as big of a factor as they are in the next several days. As for what's coming up, well, here's the changes. Today, a weak front makes our forecast high not quite as hot as yesterday. You just saw 87 today. Yesterday, we were in the low 90s. On top of that, Friday, we bring in rain chances. They start Friday, but they last through your weekend. And with the storm potential lasting, winds strengthen as well. We'll look at how high gusts go and talk more about those chances of showers. All of those details in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Crystal. Let's take a live look at traffic right now. This is a live look at the traffic this morning. I-10 and Hawkins, no problems out there. It's hard if they don't tell you which camera it is, but it is looking good throughout the borderland. We're keeping a close eye on things. We also have a traffic alert for Northeast El Paso today, a complete closure of US 54 north between the Kenworthy overpass and Sean Haggerty. So take a look at this map and take note. The Kenworthy entrance ramp will also be closed from 9 this morning until noon. This will be going on throughout the entire week. Steph?
All right, thank you, Hillary. And much more to come here on Good Morning El Paso. El Paso police investigating a stabbing. This happened in central El Paso. We'll have the latest details. Plus, how authorities managed to get this guy down after he decided to climb up an iconic radio tower. It's 6:08, and this is ABC 7, where news comes first.